Let's talk about a minimum viable product, or an MVP. Now, your MVP stands for your minimum viable product, and it's the smallest thing that you can build for your customer that actually delivers value. Now, if we think about minimum and viable, let's talk about what the intersection of those two is and how that actually translates into something your customers can use. So when we talk about the minimum product, that is the bare minimum that you can build. So it takes into account what you're currently capable of, how much funding you might have, and how far your resources and your expertise stretch, if you will. On the viable side, it's really looking at what your customers consider to be valuable. What are the things that they would want in a product or service, and what would they delight in if they saw it in your product or service? And then the intersection of the two is trying to marry this idea that there is a small minimum subset of the things that your customer considers to be valuable that you can build at the onset that allows you to really achieve success, early success, and help test your way to your end state. Now, this is a great example of what it is to be an MVP versus not. So when we talk about the minimum viable piece of a product or service, and you're taking an example of a car, tires on their own, the windshield on its own, the body on its own, don't actually deliver value. But the value in a car is transportation. And so if we look at the bottom example, being able to transport customers in different ways, and over time making that more robust, more valuable, allowing them to do more, is the path of MVP, from MVP to your end state. And so when we're talking about an MVP, I want you to think about not just what you want to build, but the value that you're trying to deliver. And is there a way for you to deliver that same value with less? Now, the goal of an MVP is threefold. One, it's to engage your customer. So having something that they can use and engage with and give you feedback with is paramount. You also want to be able to test your assumptions. We make a lot of assumptions around what we want to build and why we want to build them, but we don't actually know if it's true or not. If we take the same example of a car, I don't fully know unless I've tested that experience with my customers what they find valuable, what they're willing to pay for, what a better experience might be. And so I don't want to build the whole thing and invest all this time and money and then discover late that I didn't build the right thing for my customer. So starting small allows you to learn and also pivot if you learn something new. And then the last thing is to validate product market fit. So again, you want to make sure before you're going all out and investing all your time and energy into your end state that it's the right thing. And building an MVP helps you validate that.